This is Dan Dicks here reporting for Press for Truth, and in case you guys didn't know, Canada's carbon tax is going to be increasing on April 1st, and we're not talking about some small little insignificant amount. This is going to be increasing by a massive number. Carbon pricing in Canada set to increase on April 1st by 23%. Ladies and gentlemen. So if you didn't already think that Canadians were struggling and having a hard time affording things, well, get ready for April Fool's Day, as things like the price of food and gas are about to go through the roof. This already has a lot of Canadians starting their plan to leave Canada based on the current state. This is a Canada subreddit on Reddit, and this post has over 1,000 comments. And I've noticed that the most of them here are fully in favor with the person posting this, saying, yeah, it's time to get the heck out of Dodge. In fact, in case you guys didn't know, the Canadian police, the RCMP, are warning of revolt amid these rising prices. Paranoia, as millennials are unlikely to ever buy a home. This is the secret RCMP report that recently was released, very heavily redacted, mind you. I covered it extensively in this video. Secret RCMP report warns of civil unrest and revolt once Canadians realize they're broke. Troubling times are in store for Canadians, according to a secret RCMP report that suggests that Canada's current situation will probably deteriorate further in the next 5 years. So while you have the RCMP warning that things are about to deteriorate over the next 5 years and get really, really bad, while you have the announcement of this carbon pricing tax increase of 23%, while you have Canadians planning to just mass exodus in droves because of the current situation, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, you can't make this up. This is no joke. Canadian MPs and Justin Trudeau will receive a pay raise on the exact same day. April Fools. The joke's on us, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to be talking about all of this and much, much more in this video. But really quickly, guys, just before we do it, I ask that you check me out here at subscribestar.com/pressfortruth. If you appreciate my efforts to bring you this info, guys, here you can sign up for $5 a month, $10 a month, $20 a month, whatever is within your means is very greatly appreciated. I can't do this work without you, so please just take 1 minute today to check that top link in the description to find out how you can join me here on subscribestar.com/pressfortruth. Thank you so much to anybody who does make the time and effort today to contribute to my efforts here at Press for Truth. All right, guys, let's start quickly with this. This Canadian police, article post article warning that the cops are warning that, things are going to get bad here because millennials can't even afford to buy a home. Canadian police warned the nation's leadership in a secret memo of the possibility of a revolt amid the rising prices, conspiracy theories, and paranoia, as those who are younger than 35 are unlikely to be able to afford a home. Interesting, isn't it, that this secret Canadian memo was passed out to the nation's leadership, the very same people who are about to take a pay raise. Economic forecasts for the next 5 years and beyond are bleak, according to this redacted report. The coming period of recession will accelerate the decline in living standards that the younger generations have already witnessed compared to earlier generations, reads the report from the Mounted Police, the whole of government 5-year trends for Canada. For example, many Canadians under 35 are unlikely to ever be able to buy a place to live. The fallout from this decline in living standards will be exacerbated by the fact that the difference between the extremes of wealth is greater now than it has been in any time in several generations. It continues. The report says that the damage to the economy and to the social fabric of the nation is ongoing ever since the COVID pandemic, and there is an established opposition to existing and potential public health measures and other restrictions. And, this is exactly everything I've been warning about since the COVID-19 84 pandemic. In fact, remarkably, guys, look at this. I put this out, look at the date, April 1st. What a coincidence. April 1st, 2020, I said civil unrest is coming as retailers board up their shops. Get ready for order out of chaos. Again, this is on April 1st, 2020, 4 years ago. Civil unrest is coming, and things are going to get ugly. The powers that ought not be are engineering a global economic collapse by shutting down businesses and putting nearly everyone on lockdown and strict quarantine in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. The ramifications of this organized chaos will begin to unfold in the next couple of years as more and more people become unemployed, broke, stricken with cabin fever, and desperate for things to be fixed. Again, I put that out on April 1st, 2020. You fast forward 4 years now, and you've got New York Post articles claiming that the police are warning about the exact same things. And again, if you want to see my detailed breakdown of that, be sure to check out this video. But remarkably, in the midst of all of this going on, and you know, the fact that we warned about it, the fact that the Canadian government is warning about it, they're still going ahead with this carbon tax increase on April 1st by 23%, despite the fact, like I said, you know, many Canadians now are struggling not only to pay their rent, not only to, you know, pay for gas, which is going to increase at a large amount, but also just to pay for, you know, food and putting food on the table for their families. So while this is happening, you've got the leadership looking at a 4.4% raise this year in the midst of all of this stuff going on. This is absolutely shocking. Check this out. Currently, Canadian MPs' base salary is $194,600. Right, $194,600. Their salary will see a $8,500 bump to $203 come April 1st. So members of the Canadian Parliament are going to receive an $8,500 raise. Isn't that remarkable that this is happening while everybody else is struggling and while they're increasing the carbon tax by 23%? Prime Minister Justin Trudeau currently receives a prime ministerial salary of $194,600 and an MP base salary of $194,600. So he will see a salary increase of $17,000 this year alone, ladies and gentlemen, bringing his total base to $406,200. That's how much he's currently going to be making per year. The pay hike comes when many Canadians are grappling with the high cost of living. Yeah, so much so that, like I showed you here in this thread, they're planning on exiting in massive droves because of the high cost of living. And here the Canadian government wants to ramp that up while they give themselves a pay increase. It's absolutely insane. In a statement published earlier this year, Franco Torrenzano, federal director of the CTF, says that MPs don't deserve a raise, while taxpayers are struggling to afford basic necessities. I mean, this should seem obvious, but here we are. MPs should know better than to give themselves raises while their constituents are worried about rising mortgage payments and are struggling to feed their families, he stated. It's not rocket science. MPs should do the right thing here and stop their upcoming pay raise. But do you think that is going to happen? No, ladies and gentlemen, it's not. In fact, these pay raises are going to continue every single April 1st, all the way up until 2030. And their whole scheme here is that it's going to incentivize people to want to, leave less of a carbon footprint. It's absolutely mind-boggling nonsense, considering that the man-made climate change is a massive hoax, ladies and gentlemen. So I want to leave you with this. Way back in 2016, I put out the Trudeau Foundation Exposed, where I, uncovered the pay-to-play politics that he was engaging in back then. And it really just goes to show, how corrupt the Canadian government is. This man is literally worth millions and millions of dollars. And come April 1st, they want to increase the carbon tax because of man-made climate change by 23%, while giving themselves a pay raise of 4.5% salary increase over the year. This is absolutely mind-boggling, and I just figured I better bring this to your attention today, folks, because not a lot of Canadians are even aware just how bad things are currently getting. So I think moving forward, we really need to focus on a plan here, and I think that's going to involve getting your assets and your money out of the dollar, out of the bank, and into more secured hedges like the precious metal space, like gold and silver. These things have a historical track record of holding their value through troubling times. Like what I've been warning about since, April 1st of 2020, and what the RCMP is now starting to warn is coming very soon down the pike. But more important than, physical tangible assets like gold and silver, I think, moving forward, is going to be the need to have for yourself a fully self-sustainable organic garden. Because we're no longer at the point of not being able to rely on the government or the banks. We can no longer rely on the grocery stores moving forward. Because I think, and I hate to say it, that RCMP report is absolutely correct. It's what I've been warning about since the beginning of the pandemic. Troubling times are coming. And for those of you who take all the correct steps, you're going to fare much, much better than the rest who are living paycheck to paycheck today. So get your assets out of the dollar, out of the bank, into gold and silver, and focus on creating that self-sustainable garden so that you don't have to rely on anybody moving forward. Because, like I said, I think the RCMP is correct. I pointed this out years ago, and when they're going to increase the taxes by 23% in like a week, at the same time that they're going to increase the Justin Trudeau's pay, there's a serious issue here, guys. So just wanted to bring all of that to your attention. Once again, if you do appreciate my efforts to do so, don't forget to check me out here, subscribestar.com/pressfortruth. Once again, I can't do this work without you, so thank you so much to anybody who does take a moment today to support my efforts here at Press for Truth. And that's all for today, guys. Once again, I want to thank you so much for watching. Please click that thumbs up button, share this video, and stay tuned, guys. We're going to have more video reports coming soon, God willing. This is Dan Dicks reporting for Press for Truth. We all want truth. The truth will set you free.